What is going on, guys? Back with an emergency video on Momo. Now this is obviously one of the strongest coins in terms of the community, and it is being tested a little bit now, guys, right? Because currently it is struggling a little bit. It is around 8.6 million in market cap, and the real question is, guys, is can this bounce back? Can this show the strength when it matters, when the test comes, when there is max panic, max fear? And this is now down around 80% from all-time high. Holders is still over 9,000. It has seen a little bit of a drop off. Did get close to 10,000, but obviously, guys, that is always going to be the case. When you think of Momo, guys, obviously aiming to be the first female Shiba, Bonk sister. When you consider that also Bonk is also down, about 20% over the past couple of weeks, then it does sort of make a bit more sense as to why there could be a potential dip on Momo. And now at 8.6 million, guys, this has come down a massive amount to the point where this could be a good level to accumulate, guys. Now, of course, not financial advice. In the meantime, guys, when you have a look at the website, as I've said before, guys, this is very unique, right? The first female Shiba, Bonk sister, the people's dog coin of the cycle, take the pink pill. As I've said before, guys, the character of Momo has stood out for me as a very, very strong character. Bonk's sister, ready to pounce, born on Solana, built for fun, by the people, for the people, 100% fair launched. And the very interesting thing as well, guys, they've also got this Momo shop, different merch. And, you can imagine that the people who hold this coin are going to, get this merch, right? Some of the mugs, you've got keychains, you've got pillows, t-shirts, hoodies. So it is good to see, guys. At the end of the day, this is something which can really build the strength of the community. And, it's something which is really good, right? And at this market cap, 8.6 million, guys, it is now very small in market cap. When you come over to the X, when you see in terms of how active they are still very active. They're still posting. And obviously, there's always going to be fear, guys, whenever you have a dip in a coin. But it is the community, it's the strength in the community that is going to show just how well this can bounce back and ultimately the long-term growth that is in this project, guys. Now, for me, I am still bullish on Momo. Of course, guys, with meme coins, you need to be prepared for anything to happen. But as I've said before, guys, similar to dowge, it has one of the strongest communities, cult-like communities that I've seen. It has big, big influencers, big KOLs on board as well. Ran from Crypto Banter, he talked about this as well. Obviously, checked the price and said it's down, and he expects it to bounce back as well. And you can probably expect him to talk about this and other influencers to speak about this in the future. And as I've said, guys, it's come down to a level that it won't take a lot to pump this up, right? It's come down a lot, obviously, nearly 80% down from all-time highs. I think 50% down on the week. So, it could be an attractive buy zone, guys, right? Because for me, in terms of the fundamentals are still there. It still has a massive use case, first female Shiba. Even when you have a look at the artwork, guys, it is very high quality. And, they're doing burns as well, buybacks regularly. They're posting consistently. They're doing spaces. And they also have a massive, massive group here on X with 1.4K members. And, a lot of the important factors as well is the strength when you have some dips, right? You've got here, whoever this is here, some, part of the Momo community who is basically trying to hold the conviction and ease the panic of some of the holders of Momo, basically saying how the holders has held pretty well in comparison to some of the other meme coins. So at the end of the day, guys, that is very important as well to determine just how well it can hold up. And, apart from that, there seems to be still quite a lot of positivity within the community. Obviously, you get some people who are going to panic, which is normal, guys, when you see, projects down. You've got someone here saying most alts are wrecked. SPX dumped hard, other coins dumped hard. Welcome to crypto, nothing new here. Sell at a loss, and when we pump, and we will pump as soon as you sell, guys. So again, that always happens when you sell. You can be sure that there is always going to be a pump. That is just how this game goes. But yeah, guys, obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty with some of the community. Some people are obviously fearful. And the other thing as well, guys, is when you have a project like Momo, obviously this brought in a lot of new investors, a lot of retail who maybe didn't hold any of the projects, especially with dowge DGI 6930. That was a project which has brought in a lot of new investors who maybe aren't going to be able to hold through dips as well as people who have been invested for a long time or have got experience with other projects. But as I've said, guys, for me, this remains a strong project. It would be a shame to see this, collapse. Do I think that's going to happen, guys? I do think it's very unlikely because, as I've said, guys, I do still believe in this project. I think the community are very, very active, very engaging, and I do expect this to bounce back and show some strength, guys. But obviously, it is going to need to show some recovery. Um, and obviously, in terms of the holders as well, hopefully people can get their conviction back in this as well, guys, because as I've said, guys, it is very unique. I really like the website. I like the manifesto you've got here. Instead of the white paper, the wolf paper, you can fade Momo like you faded the rest, but when she's sitting on the Solana throne, you'll remember the chance you had, guys. And as I've said, at this market cap, it is potentially worth that risk, guys. And of course, none of this is financial advice, guys. If you're investing meme coins, you have to be prepared for literally anything to happen, guys. Even in your utility plays, even in your high conviction plays, whether that's layer ones, AI, RWA, you never know what is around the corner, guys. So you do need to be careful. But for me, guys, I am still bullish on Momo. I still think it has a use case. I still think it can have a big, big comeback. And you know, the market cap, it is currently, I think it is heavily undervalued, guys. So as I've said, no one knows what is around the corner, guys. All you can really do is do the best of your research, look at the fundamentals, look at the community, look at the raids they're doing, look at the website. And, you know, as I've said as well, this sort of merch is really good as well. Different merch available, which is pretty cool looking as well. So, you know, let me know if any of the community have actually purchased any of this. And it'll be interesting to see what this does over the next few days, over the next few weeks. But for me, guys, this is still a play, still a meme coin, which I do believe has a big use case. And I do think if it can hold through this, it will have the comeback it deserves, guys. So just a quick update on Momo. I'm seeing a bit of panic around it, guys. Hopefully it can show strength and bounce back. And, you know, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you soon for the next video.